Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my videos on mathematics or mathematical economics. Today I am going to teach you the economic application of linear equation through linear equation. Okay. Previously in the previous videos, one of my previous video, you have learned about that how to solve linear equation by different methods like substitution, elimination. So here I am doing the same thing, that doing some substitution method to solve the linear equation, but this time the linear equations are like having a definite meaning, which you can say that they have separate economic terms here. So let me write that these equations, and then I will tell you that which equation means what, and the variables which are present in that these equations, what we call in economic terms. Okay, so I am writing it here. So it's basically y equals to c. Basically the equation which I am writing right now is you can say is two model या two sector economy. Okay, what? Two sector economy, because here we have y, which is, I can say, let me take the red one, which is income here, and this one is the consumption. You know well that what is consumption. Consumption is basically the component of income, because income we sum up with consumption here and the government expenditure. What is government expenditure? Okay, just first let me tell you about the consumption. Consumption is basically consuming the necessities or consuming the goods and services, and the value of that consumption will here treated as a consumption. And the second component is here is the government expenditure, the expenditure which government applies on the country for their welfare, for their infrastructure, on their infrastructure. That component we called government expenditure, or represent with a symbol of G. So when we combine consumption and government expenditure, they both, if there is a two sector model, they both, when they both get sum up, they will constitute what? They will constitute income, or the national income, as we know that how much money our people will spend, definitely it will come out of their income. So the income equals to the consumption and the government expenditure here. So this is the first equation. Okay, now the second equation is C equals to 55 plus 0.8 y minus t. Here C is, as usual, C shows consumption component. Okay, and 55, here 55 is a number which you can say that this component shows us autonomous consumption, the consumption which is not dependent upon the income. Like you can say that if you have no income, still you are consuming something, and this 55 is the amount that you are consuming independent of your income. Okay, now come to this bracket which is showing y minus t. So y minus t is actually disposable income. Okay, it is disposable income. Disposable income means the income which we obtain after subtracting the tax amount from that income. So here you can see clearly that y represents the income, and when we subtract in t is the tax revenue. When we subtract t, as you know that in this two sector economy, we have G as our second component. One of the component is G here. So the main purpose of the government is to collect tax. So whenever the government comes in to this model, there is the taxation component also add up in these kind of equations. So taxation, here we can subtract tax from the income. So this will become the consumption equation, in which we have autonomous consumption, I am explaining you again, and the part of and disposable income. And this 0.8 is you can say that it is the magnitude of consuming from your income. Okay, it is also called marginal propensity to consume. That let's suppose that if you have 100 rupees as your income, so you will consume around 80 rupees and then save 20 rupees. So 0.8 is basically the percentage of your income which you consume, which you spend on consuming, okay, rather than saving. So the remaining 20% is, you can also say in other words, the marginal propensity to save, and then the remaining then marginal propensity to save is the 20%, and 80% is marginal propensity to consume. Okay, so this is the explanation of second equation, and now I am writing the third equation. Third equation is simple, that taxes 25.15 y. So here we have t as a tax and y as again as a income. Okay, and this 25 is same as this 55, that is autonomous tax. Autonomous tax means the tax amount which is independent of income. That is, if you that the tax amount, the tax collection of the government is independent of the income. Like you can say that it is not a kind of a direct tax, okay, that which depends on the income, that how much, the more you earn, the more you give tax. So the more you earn and the more you give tax, that component is here. And this 0.15 is also known as MPT, marginal propensity to tax. As your income grows, your taxation amount also increases. And this autonomous taxation, it is independent of your income. Your income will not obtain this kind of tax, that if you are earning more, you have to pay more. No, this is the autonomous tax which is not depend on your income, it is separate from our income. Okay, so here we have now you can see clearly that here we have only three components, y, c and t: the income, the consumption and the tax. Now what we have to obtain? We have to obtain the taxation value final and the consumption value, and then by clubbing it up we have to obtain y. Okay, one more thing here, I forgot to mention that here G is actually fixed, exogenous, which is not dependent on anything, which is not dependent on income, which is just fixed from outside of the model. Exogenous means which is not, we don't have to obtain with calculation or with inside the model. As you know, it's two sector model, but we only have to calculate the values of y, c and t. So G is in here is exogenous, and exogenous means fixed. So let's suppose it have a value of 125. So what we have here now, we can rewrite it here, the equation part. I think I have to select the red color. Okay, so it becomes y equals to c plus 125, c equals to 55.8 y minus t, and t equals to 25 plus 0.15 y. Okay, now we have to solve it by substitution method. First we substitute this t here in consumption equation to make it equation of only two variables, in which c and y remains, and the t value we will substitute into this c equation. So let's start. I am writing here solution. So first we have to substitute this t into c. So let's begin. 55 plus 0.8 y remains same, and in t we put the value of taxation, which is 25 plus 0.15 y. Okay, bracket close. Now what we have to do, we have to just open up the bracket. So y minus 25, here we have minus outside of the bracket. When we open up the bracket, the sign gets changed, so minus plus minus 0.15 y. Okay, now what we have to do, just 55 plus 0.8 y, 0.8 bracket open. Then now we have to subtract y from 0.15 y. If you know the mathematics rule, that if before any variable, if there is nothing, there is 1. So basically here you can say that is 1y minus 25 minus 0.15 y. So we basically subtract, because the variables are common here, so we subtract both of them, which is 1 minus 0.15 y will become 0.85 y minus 25 and bracket close. Now what we have to do, we just have to multiply the outside component, which is 0.8, from the inside two values. Okay, so by multiplying 0.8 to 0.85 y, it will become 0.68 y. Okay, 68 y, and 0.8 into 25 will become 20. Okay, now we just subtract the 20 value from 55, it will become 35 plus 0.68 y. So what we have here, we have here the consumption equation, which is dependent on y. So there are only two unknown variables which we have right out there. So now what we have to do, just we have to plug in this consumption equation, this consumption equation into the main equation, which is y equals to c plus g, or you can say, as I tell you earlier, that g equals to 1 to 5. So you can also say that y equals to c plus 1 to 5. I am solving it right here. Okay, so just plug it, the consumption value, into the first equation. So c, our c is 35 plus 0.68 y, and now we write the government expenditure value, which is 125, fixed from outside from the model. So now we take this 0.68 y to the other side, and then the sign gets changed, will become minus 0.68 y equals to 35 plus 125. 35 plus 125 will become 160. And as you know, as I tell you earlier, that if there is a variable, before a variable there is nothing, then we according to the math rule, there is 1. So from we subtract 0.68 from 1, so we get 0.32 y. Now here y and 0.32 is multiplying with each other. We will take this 0.32 to the other side, and 0.32 got divided with 160. And now what is the value we have? Okay, so we have 500. So it means that y, the income, our income is 500. Now we put this income value to our second equation, which is what? Which is c equals to 35 plus 0.68 y. So we plug this y value, which is 500. So we got what? We got 0. We have to multiply 0.68 from with 500, so it becomes 340. And when we club 35 into 340, it will become 375. So our consumption value is 375. Now the remaining variable is only tax. So now we put this income value into the taxation equation, which is the 25.15 y. Here in y we will put 500, and now we solve it for taxation. So 25 plus 0.15 into 500, 0.15 into 500 give us 75, and when we club 25 into plus 75, it becomes 100. So basically we now obtain all the values. Here the income is equals to 500, and the C equals to 375, and the taxation equals to 100. You can also confirm the answer. How? You can also confirm the answer with this first equation, which is y equals to C plus G. So C is 375 plus G is 125. So when we sum these both, then we get 500. So it is the cross checking of your answer that your answer is correct. So in this way we can solve that kind of economic application, and we can say that these are the values of income, consumption and tax. I hope you will like this video, and it will be more understandable for you. Thank you. Till the next time. Allah Hafiz.